Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English Talkcraft, your cozy corner of the internet where learning English is easy, fun, and honestly, a little bit like hanging out with friends. I'm Mikasa.
And I'm Eren. Hello, everyone. It feels so good to be back in the studio. Mikasa, I have to be honest, I almost didn't make it today.
Oh no, Erin, what happened? Don't tell me you got stuck in another productivity loop where you organized your pens for 3 hours instead of leaving the house.
Close. It was the just one more reel trap. I opened my phone to check the time, just the time, and suddenly 20 minutes disappeared into a black hole of cat videos and cooking tips for meals I will never cook.
Ah, the famous just 1 minute. That minute is so dangerous, isn't it? It's like our brains go on autopilot and we just drift away.
Exactly. And that's actually perfect for what we're talking about today. We want to help you, our lovely listeners, stop living on autopilot and start building the life and the English skills you actually want.
Right, today's episode is all about the power of small wins. We're going to look at how tiny habits, the ones that feel almost too simple to count, are actually the secret to fluent confidence.
And the best part? This isn't a boring lecture. We're going to share real stories, some of our own embarrassing mistakes, and give you practical tools you can use right now. Whether you're a B1 learner or heading towards C1, there's something here for you.
So, grab a warm drink, maybe a notebook if you feel fancy, and let's dive in. Aaron, you mentioned being ambitious but lazy earlier. I think a lot of our listeners feel that way. They have big dreams, like speaking English perfectly, but they feel stuck. Why is that?
I think it's because we focus too much on the mountain and not enough on the steps. We think, I need to study for 2 hours today, and then our brain gets scared. It says, 2 hours? That sounds like a lot of work. Let's just watch Netflix instead.
My brain is a professional at that. It's a very dramatic organ. It loves to send me a resignation letter the moment things get difficult.
Right, and that leads to overthinking. We spend so much time planning the perfect study routine that we never actually start talking. We're like a runner tying their shoes for 3 hours, but never actually hitting the road.
That is such a relatable image. So, how do we fix it? How do we move from thinking to talking?
The first tool is something we call the 5-minute rule. Instead of telling yourself you need to master a whole grammar unit, just tell yourself, I will speak English to myself in the mirror for exactly 5 minutes.
Just 5 minutes? That sounds almost too easy.
That's the point. It has to be doable. When a task is doable, you actually do it. And once you start, you build momentum. It's like a train. The hardest part is the first few inches of movement.
I love that. And for our listeners, that English out part is so important. We talk a lot about English in, listening and watching, but English out is where the magic happens.
Absolutely. Most learners train their brains but forget to train their mouth muscles. Your lips, your tongue, your jaw, they need exercise too. If you only practice in your head, your mouth will freeze when it's time to speak in real life.
It's like going to the gym and only watching other people lift weights. You understand how it works, but your own muscles aren't growing.
Exactly. So here's the micro habit for you. Shadowing. Take one of our sentences, maybe even right now, and repeat it out loud. Try to match the emotion and the speed.
Let's try it together. Listeners, repeat after me. Small steps lead to big changes.
One more time, with feeling. Small steps lead to big changes.
Beautiful. You just trained your mouth. Now, Aaron, let's talk about confidence. A lot of people think you're either born with it or you aren't, but you have a different perspective, right?
Oh, definitely. Confidence isn't a magical gift. It's a skill you build through action. Progress always comes before confidence. You don't wait to feel confident to speak. You speak, you make mistakes, you realize the world didn't end, and then you feel confident.
That's a truth bomb right there. We often wait for the feeling to arrive, but the feeling is actually the reward for the work.
Exactly. And speaking of work, we have to talk about the let them theory. This changed my life.
Tell us about it. It sounds a bit mysterious.
It's simple but powerful. If you're worried about people judging your accent, let them. If you're worried about making a grammar mistake and someone thinking you're not smart, let them. When you stop trying to control what others think, you save so much energy for the thing that actually matters, your own growth.
Ah, that feels so liberating. It's like dropping a heavy backpack you've been carrying for years.
It really is. And it applies to daily life too. I used to be such a control freak about my schedule. If I didn't finish everything on my to do list, I felt like a failure. But now I focus on the minimum winning day.
What is a minimum winning day?
It's the smallest version of your goals that still counts as a win. Maybe on a busy day, you can't watch a 30-minute podcast, but can you listen to one song in English? Yes, that counts. You didn't break your streak.
I love that. It's about being kind to yourself. Success isn't one big heroic moment. It's the quiet strength to show up even when you're tired.
Speaking of being tired, we need to talk about the 5 to 9. Everyone talks about the 9 to 5, your work or school, but your 5 to 9, the time after you get home, that's what builds your future.
My 5 to 9 used to be sponsored by my couch and a bag of chips. I'd zone out for hours and then feel exhausted the next morning.
We've all been there, but even a tiny change in placement can help. If you put your phone in another room and leave an English book on your pillow, you're much more likely to read. You're making the good habit easier and the bad habit harder.
That's friction. You're adding friction to the phone scrolling and removing it from the English practice.
Exactly. You're a natural at this, Mikasa.
I'm learning. Now, let's shift gears a little. We've talked about habits, but what about real-time communication? You know that moment when someone asks, "So, what do you do?" and your brain just buffers?
The mental traffic jam. It's painful. You want to sound sophisticated, but you end up saying, I am engineer, I like computer.
Right. It's like your brain is running a marathon and your mouth is still tying its shoes.
Exactly. But there's a trick for this, isn't there? Threading.
Yes, threading is a game changer.
Instead of giving a one-word answer, you give a hook. If someone asks about your job, don't just say your title. Say, I'm an engineer, but lately I've been working on a project that's actually quite challenging.
Ooh, I see. You gave them two threads to pull. They can ask about your job or the challenge.
Exactly. It makes the conversation feel intuitive and natural, rather than like an interview.
And what if you totally blank out? Like the words are just gone.
Then use a filler phrase. Instead of an awkward silence, say, That's a great question. Let me think for a second. It buys you time and makes you sound calm and grounded.
Grounded. I like that word. It means feeling stable and present even when things are a bit crazy.
It's one of my favorite words. And listeners, if you're feeling winded or deflated because your English isn't where you want it to be yet, remember that yet is a very powerful word.
Not yet doesn't mean never. It just means you're under construction, and that's beautiful.
Well said. Now, Mikasa, before we move to our vocabulary breakdown, I want to share a little story about my morning today. It relates to everything we've talked about.
Oh, I love story time. Go ahead, Heron.
So, I woke up, and like I said, I was feeling a bit frazzled. I got to work late, I forgot my important notebook, and I felt that tension rising.
Ugh, the classic wrong foot start to the day.
Exactly. I was about to give up on being productive at all. But then I remembered what we always tell our listeners. You don't have to be perfect, you just have to come back.
So you took a deep breath, a real one, and you did one small anchor habit.
Exactly. I made my bed. It took 1 minute. But looking at that neat bed made me feel centered. It gave me a tiny dopamine boost and reminded me that I am in control of my choices.
That is so powerful. One small choice changed the momentum of your whole day.
It really did. And that's what we want for you too. Don't wait for a turning point to fall from the sky. Create one with a 5-minute action.
I think I'm going to start labeling things in my house again. I remember when I first started learning, I had stickers on everything: door, chair, fridge. It felt silly, but it made English a natural part of my routine.
That's a classic for a reason. It stops you from translating in your head. When you see the object, you think the English word immediately. That's how you start rewiring your brain.
Rewiring. It sounds like a lot of work, but it's actually just repetition done with love.
Exactly. Now, Mikasa, let's go over some of the intermediate level words we use today. I think it'll help our listeners retain the information.
Great idea. Let's start with a word that sounds a bit fancy but is very useful: exquisite.
Oh, I love that one. It means something extremely beautiful, delicate, or refined. Like the pastries at that new cafe are exquisite.
Or the feeling of finally understanding a whole podcast without subtitles is exquisite.
Definitely. Next one, consistent. This is the key to everything we talked about. It means doing something regularly, again and again.
Like, she was consistent with her English practice, and now she sounds like a native.
Exactly. And how about overwhelm? This is that feeling when life feels like too much to handle.
I felt overwhelmed by the number of new words, so I decided to just learn 3 today. That's a great way to handle it. Shrink the goal.
Smart. Let's do a few more. Vulnerability. This is being real and honest even when it's scary.
Sharing my struggle with English speaking was an act of vulnerability that helped me connect with other learners.
And finally, resilience. The ability to stay strong and recover quickly after a setback.
She showed resilience by continuing to practice even after a difficult conversation where she felt misunderstood.
We all need a little more resilience in our pockets.
We really do. Okay, Aaron, we've covered a lot today, from micro habits to let them theory to the 5-minute rule. I feel like my English brain just went to the gym.
I hope our listeners feel the same. And remember, friends, you don't need a perfect plan. You just need one small, honest step today. Not tomorrow, today.
Right. So here is our challenge for you. In the comments below, finish this sentence. One small step I will take for my English this week is...
We really do read those comments, and they make us so proud. It's like we're all in one big international club, practicing and growing together.
a club with virtual pom-poms.
Always.
Well, that wraps up today's episode. We hope you feel a little lighter and a lot more inspired.
And don't forget to grab the free PDF guide in the description. It's packed with all the key points, vocabulary, and exercises to help you lock in what you learned today.
If you enjoyed this conversation, please hit that like button, subscribe to English Talk Craft, and share it with a friend who needs a little confidence boost today. Your support helps our little channel grow.
Thank you for spending this time with us. You didn't waste it. You invested it in yourself.
Keep learning, keep growing, and keep being kind to yourself.
Until next time, take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.